Batgirl issue 4, which is obviously Hope Larson, that Matt
Yep.
got wrong, and Raphael Albuquerque, of course, on the art. And this was a really solid issue, I thought, actually.
Yeah. Yep. Uh,
I've enjoyed all the issues, but I feel like from a plot perspective, it was nice to see it kind of come together a little bit more in this one.
that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
This everything culminates all the storylines, and we get kind of the reveal that Kai kind of is a little bit of a dirtbag.
yeah, kind of
Like,
sketchy. Yeah,
yeah. So
but obviously, we ended the last issue. Barbara finds out that she's in another country, that Kai's in danger in Shanghai because the leader of this group, teacher, is there
yeah,
and is going after him, and she has to deal with this hard hat fellow and the schoolgirl. But obviously Albuquerque's art's been really good throughout the
yep.
entire arc, but I think this is probably his best issue of art on this yet.
Mhm.
And the reason I say that is that I think there's like repeatedly great panels of Batgirl. One of my favorites actually is when she does come back. She comes back and Kai's in the hospital. It's when she obviously he doesn't know she's Batgirl, and as Batgirl, she like comes in and she's really pissed off, and again facial expressions on point.
Yep.
Dark hospital room and all that. But my favorite moment of this is when she eventually says you should stay away from her, like as in Barbara. She's
Yeah.
giving him this like angry advice as herself, but as back,
Yep.
like, that's just a wonderful like circular thing going on there.
Yeah.
But as she says it, she's in this classic Batman pose where she's holding the cape up to her mouth, kind of thing,
Yep.
and it's this classic pose, and it looks fantastic. And I just like how intimidating she probably comes across as she says this line. I love it.
Yep. And that's what you want out of a Bat character. You want that shadowy intimidation factor.
And
You know.
I think because this has been such a obviously Barbara's a lighter character than Batman and
Yep.
even Dick, and everything's been very bright so far. These bright yellow, sun drenched like Asian
Mhm.
countries.
Yep.
It's nice to see her go into a dark room and be intimidating a little bit,
Yeah.
even though it's in a very different manner than what Batman usually is intimidating with. He's usually,
Of course.
I'll break your legs, or if you
Yeah.
don't give me the information.
Hers is
Whereas,
like a stern talking to that's like, don't make me flip the switch type of deal. Where Batman's like this, the flip switch's already been flipped, and I'm gonna scare you by being big and loud. But I did like that they've set up this group, and I can't remember the name of it now. That Kai was working for, it's like a Chinese mob. Oh crap.
yeah, you're all
But
playing that.
that's Brainiac.
Not brainiacing. Sorry, I do apologize.
But yeah, that Chinese group that had Grandfather Blood, I think his name was. And I was like, you don't mess with anybody named Grandfather Blood.
Yeah. Also, I actually, as much as I gave up on the New 52 run,
Yeah.
the Burnside stuff, I do actually like that she has a friend
Hmm.
that isn't a superhero but could become like her actual Oracle in a weird
Yeah.
way. Because she's on a computer, in fact, she's in a wheelchair, I think.
Yeah.
She is. Oh.
She's holding down the energy company.
That
That
dog needs to shut up, Matt.
Get up, but he's old.
Put him down.
But no, I'll put you down.
I meant on the ground, Matt, not like that.
Yeah. Uh
Jesus.
huh.
Heads
No, it's
jumping
dark
kills
and damp in
themselves.
Scotland, but God, Pete. Um. Anyways, the lady, she works for the energy company.
Hmm.
What Gordon Clean Energy Initiative, whatever it is. And she's kind of holding it down while Barbara's on this trip to Asia.
Yeah. Of course, a lot of the plot here that we find out about is that the schoolgirl, the hard hat guy, these are all people who went to Teacher because Teacher's selling this drug. This was the info that Kai was actually
Yep.
traveling with. It's this drug that was like being tested. It looked like it gave the rats cancer. That was one of the side effects.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad side effects for the maybe it's going to make you smarter so you could pass these
Yeah.
tests to get to college.
Yeah, because in these countries, like you've got this one test, and that basically dictates your entire life. But from the sounds of it, that's what they were getting at. So these kids here were, getting into it to like pass this test by essentially cheating. This is essentially taking steroids, but for a intellectual
Yeah,
test.
brain
Essentially what it is.
steroids.
Um, so Barbara tracks down Teacher, and Teacher ends up taking the stuff and goes all evil-eyed.
Well, yeah, by accident because it breaks and it ends up in her.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that's the cliffhanger. So we're getting some big final showdown next issue, it seems.
Yeah.
Um,
There's one line from Kai I wanted that made me laugh was so she extracted the stuff out of his gut, but it still might be in there because it's bacteria. And as Batgirl's like, okay, well, do you still have it? And he's like, yeah, when a stranger attacks you with a syringe on the street, they just give you antibiotics. So it wiped out the rest of the stuff in his system.
Yeah, that killed the rest of it, yeah.
But I just loved his, when you get attacked by a stranger on the street with a syringe.
Actually, going back to the art for a second, I love when Barbara's trying to do some hacking or whatever, she goes to this like Wi-Fi place.
Oh
and
yeah.
the speed's not going fast enough, so she like locks out everyone else who's on the Wi-Fi network.
Yep.
And you hear all these people around her saying, "Hey, I'm trying to upload my term paper and stuff."
Yeah.
And the expression on Barbara's face as she's like typing in the hack to like kick everyone else out, she looks so like devious.
Uh-huh.
And then the next panel, she like turns around and just awkwardly smiles and says, "Sorry, guys."
Sorry. Yeah.
Facial expressions on point.
It's kind of Albuquerque's bag, you know.
And colouring again has been consistent with the rest of the series. Everything's vibrant and bright and kind of really pretty. But no, it's another really good issue of Batgirl.